Hello. Today I want to talk about paradoxes. What's a paradox? A paradox, I've written down here. Here's a definition. A paradox is something that appears to be impossible, but in fact is true. So these are often opposites that you think cannot be true, but actually are. And I've got 7 here. Maybe you can think of some more. But anyway, let's have a look. A little bit of vocabulary here. So here's an example. Number 1, the way to be successful is to fail more. That's kind of a paradox, right? If you want more success to win, you have to lose a lot, right? And because, of course, you have to practice and you learn a lot from making mistakes. So it seems wrong, but it's probably true. To be successful, you must fail more. Okay, that's the first one. Number 2, the more something scares you, the more you should think about doing it. Of course, not, I don't know, not risking your life, but, you know, for example, if you get very shy speaking in front of a group, maybe you should consider doing more speaking. So something that really scares you maybe is the thing that you need to face. So the more something scares you, the more you should think about doing it. Number 3, the more connected with the world, the more isolated we feel. Right, connected. Now we are very connected with the world. We all have smartphones and social media and the internet, and we can connect very, very easily with everybody. But maybe we feel more lonely, isolated than we did in the past. And I think the reason for that, I've written here, number 3, the reason is the bigger the pool, the less significant you are. Maybe in the old days, before lots of media, you only knew your circle of friends and the people that you work with and the people that you live with, maybe 100 people that you deal with. And most of your life, that's all you deal with. If you're 1 in 100, that's quite strong. Your opinions will be heard and you feel like you're part of a so small group. If you're one of a million followers on Twitter and you have, you know, the pool is so big, what's 1 in 1 million? In my opinions, don't count, it feels like. So that's that. Okay. How about number 4? The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. That's one of those, you know, some people who are very sure about things. Oh, I know the answer. Often when you're very sure, it's because you don't know all the details. Not always, but, you know. So the more you study, the more you learn, the more you realize, oh, I don't know lots of stuff. That's certainly true for me when I'm doing art. When I started doing art and drawing, I would just draw what I could see. And I had fun. I wasn't very good. But as I started studying and reading about art and how to draw and how to see things in 3D, and I realized, wow, there's so much I don't know. And so, yeah, the more I know, the more I realize I don't know. Do you know any things like that? Okay, let's do number 5. The more honest you are about your faults, the more people will respect you. So that's kind of an opposite. We sometimes in life we think we should be perfect and we try to hide our mistakes and our faults, and we think people will like us more if we are more perfect. But actually, the opposite is probably true. The more you admit, "Oh, I'm useless. I'm not good at this, but I'm trying hard," the more people will respect you because maybe they see you as more like them. None of us are perfect. And if you admit that you are not perfect, that's kind of brave. So we respect that. Maybe? Or is that a Western idea, not Japanese? I don't know. Okay, number 6. The more options you have, the less satisfied you will be with your choice. Imagine, well, behind here, I've got lots of books. It's very difficult for me to choose which book to read next because I've got so many options. If I only have 3 books, it's easy to pick one. Or if you go to a restaurant with a big long menu, You spend a long time looking, you think, well, should I have this or should I have this? Much easier if you go to McDonald's and they have just three things. You have a hamburger, you have French fries, and you have a drink. Easy to pick. Okay, and finally, number 7, the only thing that is constant is change. Constant means always the same. The only thing that's always the same is change. Well, in life is always changing. There's always new problems. We're all getting older, growing up. Our children grow up. Our life is always changing. And that's the only thing that is always the same, that you can always say life is always changing. It's kind of a paradox. Opposite, but probably true. Okay, enough of me talking. Let me give you 3 questions. Number 1, which of these paradoxes do you think are most true? So we've got these 7 here. Let's see, which ones did you like? Question 2, are there any here that you disagree with? Anything that you think is not right? And finally, do you know any other paradoxes in your life? Do you know any? Share with me when I see you next. Okay, and have a nice week. Okay, let me see. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, see you soon.